short, a little bit overweight, and very cocky. Would be my first impressions of him.
Long-haired, dreaded, bogan surfer dude.
Probably those frosted tips, and just a genuine good guy.
Always knew he was destined for great things. Right from even day one when that first time I met him, he was that good a player.
Not only was he a very good sportsman with great hand-eye coordination, but you could see straight away he was a good leader.
Brendon was like any other young child, he was always at cricket with us. So, basically he just wanted to play.
Well, first time I met Brendon, I was playing club cricket in Dunedin, and we came up against his high school team, King's High School. Going out to bat, and this young man who was no bigger than the stumps decided that he was going to give me a bit of a lesson in how I should be batting.
Overall, a really likeable guy, I think. Sort of guy that people warm to, and people want to be around.
He had the leadership qualities, and plus he had the skills to go with it. And he was a pretty determined little player, yeah.
I remember a time when we must have been 16 or 17, and Baz had broken his collarbone playing rugby, and we ended up at a party or something on a Saturday night, and one of our friends had got into a disagreement with someone else, and here comes Baz standing up for one of our mates with his arm in a sling, and still fronting this, we'll call it a conversation. And to me that sort of demonstrated the type of bloke that he is.
Brendon was the captain, wicket keeper, and things weren't going too well for us in the first session, and I was getting a little bit anxious on the sideline, and to my shock, seeing the captain take off the pads and start bowling was a little bit of a worry, and that sort of continued throughout the day, and Brendon, being the wicket keeper, bowled 20 overs towards the end of the day.
We needed 16 runs off the last over against Southern Boys, and he was a wee fourth former, and they had a big towering opening bowler coming in, and I sent the message out, "You're not going for it." And he said, "No, I think I can do it." I said, "You're not going for it," and he didn't. But so he had confidence in himself right back in that early age, but it was a quiet confidence, yeah.
And he's certainly evolved into the dreadlocked teenager who had a lot of flair, but probably wasn't quite the complete cricketer, and I've sort of seen him develop, into a family man, into a cricketer who really knows his game and knows how the team operates best.
I think he's grown as a cricketer and as a person, and I would like to think that he's thought of by other people in that way, that he's come from this young fella who may be a bit brash or whatever to become a person who likes to lead, and he considers others.
He's an exceptionally unselfish person, and he batted wherever the team needed him, whether it was opening, down the middle, whatever role the team needed from him, he performed to the best of his ability.
Well, the greatest thing about Brendon is I think that he knows where he's come from. He's not big-headed. He's always got time to sit down and have a bit of a yarn with you.
He's not afraid of much. He backs himself, and he backs his team and backs his friends.
One of the nicest, most generous guys you'll come across. He's a genuine guy, heart of gold. Put the team before himself every time, and yeah, just one of those guys you'd love to go to war with.
He goes out of his way to come over and remember you. I mentioned it before, he remembers all the rungs of the ladder that helped him get to the top.
He had the team buy into a culture, which I think was developed, everyone looks at the World Cup, but it was developed over a good 18 months to 2 years that culminated in the World Cup, and he led it, that the culture changed within the group, and his performance just leading the team out in the park in the big moments, I'll never forget.
He's been involved in creating a team that really wants to play for each other. They play fearlessly, and they actually look like they really enjoy the game, and I think that's fantastic.
I think he's got the best out of everyone in the group. He's challenged everyone to challenge themselves, and I think and he's also given them a heck of a lot of confidence. So I think he's a true leader, and he's done a great job with us, that's for sure.
The way that he transformed things, found a way and a style that this team needed to play to be competitive, and I guess just that fighting spirit that comes with his captaincy.
But I get an immense degree of satisfaction watching the way he performs and the way he's got that team and giving it a go, and heavens alive, that World Cup, he just had the whole of New Zealand beside him and the team.
Legacy is he's part of a team, but it's not just all about I. and I think that's one of his greatest attributes.
He gets a pretty tough time sometimes in the media and the public, which I think is unjustified, and because he's very much a team man. Look, he's played 100 Test matches in a row. You know, that's unheard of, especially for someone with who's a keeper.
He will be missed, especially when the bar tab's about to be signed for. But yeah, I think as I said before, he's left the side in a better place. He's moulded other leaders around him in the time that he's been here. So yeah, it's the team's in a great spot now for him to I guess move on to other things.
He keeps trying to sell me racehorses, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I think it'd be nice to have him around a bit more. I'm sure that the family will love having him at home in New Zealand a lot more.
A lot of satisfaction, very proud of the wee fella, and yeah, I'd love to be rated as just one little cog in his, one little step in his ladder to success. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel very fortunate enough to be part of his life, to be fair.
Look, we're going to miss him as a group, but I think he's strong enough that he's actually helped others develop during his time here as well, and hopefully if he's done his job as well as I know he can, then we'll be able to carry on without him, but we'll certainly miss him.